I'm Dr. Angeline Ochungurwa of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University. There are so many mining places and they are basically artisanal gold mining practices. Now the danger with this is that those who are involved don't have the technical knowledge, so they end up exposing themselves to the chemicals such as mercury, arsenic, and even cyanides. And in the process, apart from environmental pollution, they also inhale the fumes for these chemicals. And I got an opportunity to do some consultancy in the mining areas. And one of the concerns of those who were in charge was the use of these chemicals directly. They were complaining about headaches every evening. They were complaining about chest pains. And there was also a set of miners who were talking about frequent miscarriage, amongst other effects. Then these chemicals during rainy season are washed by the surface runoff to the water bodies, to the farms. They consume, I'm sure these chemicals are assimilated even in the kind of plants. These chemicals are consumed by the animals, and there is this long-term consumption of the chemicals. So as Kenya Chemical Society, we want to request the government through the minister to involve experts in science so that we move and talk together and find out how this can be done in a more sustainable way.
My name is Crispin Kowenje, Professor of Chemistry at Maseno University. I would want to thank my sister Dr. Angeline for highlighting the health effect of gold mining. I would want then to discuss the mining in general and its environmental impact. Mining, as we know it and as practiced in Kenya, is basically three steps or three stages. There is the extraction, the evacuation of the minerals in the soil. Then there is the extraction and then the aftermath, the purification point of it. You find that most of the type of mining that we have here is a little bit of open cast, but mainly it is the pit type of mining. And sometimes we wrongly label these people as illegal miners. They are just unregulated, and we would call upon the government to move in and regulate this. These people are earning a living, so we should just support them. As I would also echo that we need science behind this. The scientists are ready, Kenya Chemical Society is ready to move in and help with the best practices. Now, what is the environmental impact of mining? God created these elements or compounds down deep the earth. We bring them out and just look for one element. Let's say we are just going for copper or going for gold. It is similar to killing a whole cow and you are going for just one organ of it. The rest of the cow is left rotting. And as you would know, the hyenas what does that? So if we don't want to behave like hyenas, let us do what we call wholesome mining. That's what I would recommend. We go do the extraction, look for all the valuable minerals. You find that naturally, gold does not exist alone. Gold will exist with copper, sometimes, a bit of it, zinc, silver, lead. There will be iron also. And these are things that we need. So let's call upon the government to partner with us scientists and we make full benefit of this. Now, the challenge is once we bring these things from the ground, we expose them in the air. Where they are in the ground, they are stable, down there. But when we expose them now, the so-called oxidation state changes and they become more soluble. When they are more soluble, then they will go with the water. It rains, it goes into the water, into our river waterways. The animals will eat it. We also use this water. And therefore, the incidences of diseases or complications arising from activities of this mining are a lot. Okay? So basically, the mining practices need to be regulated, and we need to find the best science out of it. Other countries have done it better. I know South Africa, they have examples of best practices. We should follow suit.
My name is Professor Martin Onani. I'm an inorganic professor at the University of the Western Cape, and I'm an adjunct professor at Jaramogi Oginga Odinga University of Science and Technology. Yes, we as members, friends of Kenya Chemical Society in South Africa, we are ready to team up with them, and then, if need be, bring along the best practices that they would wish to help to assist them in achieving this, including the solid waste management and all that. Thank you very much.
Dr. Christine Betinagawa from Makerere University, here as a guest for the Kenya Chemical Society. And one of the issues that is coming up is the area of solid waste management. As we talk about mining, we are producing waste, but we should also look around us, where we are staying, where we are working. We are generating a lot of waste, which needs to be taken care of if we need to live in a stable or clean environment. Because as long as we are accumulating waste, we are still creating more problems to the people, even when all the laws are in place. One of the areas of concern is plastic waste management. I know in Kenya, the government has banned the use of plastic. But even when we look around, we are still drinking water from plastic bottles. I think that should also be an area that we need to look at. These plastics, first of all, we are in a plastic era, so almost everything we are using is made of plastic, but these plastics are affected by the environment we are in. The variations in temperature, they are leading to breakdown of these plastics into what we are calling microplastics. These are particles from plastic which are less than 5 millimeters, and these have also got impacts on human health, the environment, and the animals. So we need to find ways of removing the plastics from circulation, and then we could say that even us are going to be safe from diseases. Our fish are no longer, let's say, reproducing at the rate that they were expected to, because the plastics or the microplastics are accumulating in the gut, in their reproductive organs, and this is affecting their spawning. Of course, we know Kenyans and fish are inseparable, but what is the quality of fish that you're taking in? You could be eating plastic without knowing. So let's rally behind the government and ensure that we remove the plastics from our environment. I'm not going to say that plastic use is going to end immediately, but if we can manage how we handle the plastic, I think we can use it safely.
So you must start somewhere. Either start from the target and then apply compounds which you are testing, or start from the compound and then look for targets. Either way, the data must be there. Yeah, for computers, garbage in, garbage out. It will only work if we have the chemist. So the chemist is going to generate the chemical data. What's chemical data? Yeah. First of all, you start with profile. You do high resolution mass spec. Right. After you have done profiling, what information are you picking there? Retention time, mass, the MS fragmentation, which I have stressed. This information can be compared to what's existing in the database. Number two, even from the crude, there is what
I want to know whether you have extended this
My question is, as the drug is able to target the right bacteria and not kill the useful ones.
She was 1 year ahead of me when we were doing masters and they were bullying us. So I will not retaliate. But one thing about her, I want you just to hold your sugar, or is it too low, sugar level? Are they too low? Can you manage one more presentation? Yes. Kindly, Lord. Where really had a lot of good words about Dorothy. And I don't know how they are working now. They're now colleagues. So she will tell us more about the... Great. She's a lady, so we...
So some of them, like I said we're like over 15 years. We've had those experiences.
Cutting. So, try to the next one. And then
Kunjoga ne ya. Goya picha kagi penja penja. Tadu ko gi ka kuinja.
kan se pogo. Be maranga to koro. Itoe. Kwenye parati. Kwa se toy timoni, kusel moi.